and welcome to your Yoga for Creativity flow. Today we're going to be working through some poses to help with focus, and as creators and writers, we all probably need a little help with that, right? So these poses are just going to kind of force is a strong word, but guide us to spend a little time focusing inward, focusing on the pose, and just staying with ourselves and the breath. So it will be very helpful to apply to your creative projects and your life off the mat as well. So we're going to start in mountain pose. I will start facing you. You can start at the top of the mat, wherever feels comfortable. And we're just going to come into our nice strong mountain pose. We've been here before. If you practice with me, start a lot of practices like this. So we're pressing all four corners of the feet into the mat, keeping a slight bend in those knees, pulling the belly button up and back toward the spine, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, pulling the shoulder blades together, really lifting up through that center, lifting the top of the head toward the ceiling, head over heart, heart over pelvis alignment, so we're not too far forward or back or hunched, slouched. So even this is a really great way to just pause and work on focus. Just spending a few moments here, really bringing the attention to the breath. You can start breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So if you don't have a lot of time in the day and you want to practice just a little focus, take a little time out, you can just come here. Just keep this dance strong. Maybe close your eyes and focus on a point just above your gaze, kind of in the center of your forehead. Inhale and exhale. One more time. We'll inhale and exhale. I'm going to make my way to the top of the mat. You can stay where you are, stay wherever is comfortable. So we'll just start kind of stretching out a little bit here before we jump into some poses. So we can inhale, reach for the sky. And maybe grab the left wrist with the right hand and just reach up and over to the right side. Feeling the stretch through the left side body, keeping that core engaged. And then inhale back to center, grabbing the right wrist. And exhale, leaning to the left, stretching to the left through the right side of the body. Inhale back to center. And on the exhale, let the elbows fall, start to come down toward each other behind the back, opening through the chest. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, drop the elbows toward each other. And then just maybe let them drop to the side. Before we start really focusing, just let the body do what it wants. Just shake it out a little bit. Maybe a little dance with the knees. Maybe just swing the arms side to side. Maybe up and back. Whatever feels good. Just let that focus and attention wander for just a second. Do whatever it wants, wherever it wants, before we slowly come back into stillness, into our mountain, and start moving through these poses that are just going to take a little more focus. They're not advanced by any means, but if anything about them feels uncomfortable in your body, or you're just like, this is just not happening, modify, don't do the pose, come back to mountain, and just breathe. So mountain's always a great place to come back to. So we're just going to start by settling into chair pose. So we're going to inhale the arms up toward the sky, and on the exhale, bending the knees, pushing the hips back toward the back of the mat. Pressing the weight into the heels, keeping the core engaged. And just breathing here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Maybe imagining you have a big beach ball that you're holding, giving yourself a little space here. Inhale and exhale. Maybe on each exhale you sit a little lower, dip the hips a little lower. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale one more time. And exhale to straighten. Bring the hands down through center. Back into mountain. And from here we're going to come into eagle pose. So we're going to use our left foot as a base. Right now, we're going to lift that right foot up off the ground and wrap that right foot around, that right leg around the left leg, wherever you can get it. If the left toes can wrap around the right ankle, great. If not, just leave that right knee wherever it falls, and we're gonna sit back into that chair pose again, just with the right knee wrapped over that left knee. So we're sitting, we're pressing the hips toward the back of the mat. If you want to stay here, keeping the hands at heart center, you can. If you want to add a little bit of a challenge, you can wrap the right arm over the left, however many times it wraps. If you can, bring the palms together. And then just using your fingertips as a focus, a focal point as we balance here, hang out here for just a few breaths. This might be a struggle if you have weak ankles. Try to hold it. You can also use a little kickstand. You can use your right foot as a kickstand here. And just breathing. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, release, letting everything release, maybe shaking it out. And then from here, we're just going to use that left foot as a base again. And we're just going to step the right foot back into warrior two. So the right toes are pointed toward the long side of the mat. That left leg is your lead leg. Left knee bent over left ankle. And then we're gonna reach out toward the sides of the mat, forward and back, gazing out over that left hand. You might start to feel a little shaky here. These are two very like leg, lower body focused poses. So if you feel a little shake, it's okay. We're building strength, we're building focus. Gazing out over that left hand as your focal point. Just gonna breathe here. Inhale and exhale. Pulling the belly button back toward the spine to really engage the core. I noticed my shoulders just now were kind of hunching up, pulling toward the ears, so just pull those down. And then we're gonna come into peaceful warrior, dropping that right hand down the back leg, lifting the left arm up and back to reach toward the back of the mat, just bending slightly at the waist. Inhaling and exhale, release back into warrior two. Do that a couple of times. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, drop it back into warrior two, excuse me. Inhale and exhale. And we'll do that one more time. Inhale, peaceful warrior. And on the exhale, we're gonna cartwheel the hands forward, turning that right foot so the toes are facing the front of the mat. Just dropping the hands to either side of that left foot, pressing the palms into the mat, stepping the left foot back to meet the right. Inhale at the top of the plank. And exhale, release everything to the mat. Untucking the toes. Inhale, baby cobra, lifting the chin and the chest. away from the mat. Exhale, release. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, pushing up and back into our downward dog. Taking an inhale here and exhale. And then inhale to bend the knees, look to the top of the mat. And exhale, walk your feet up toward the hands, coming into a fold, releasing everything. Inhale, half flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale, reach for the sky. And exhale, drop the hands down to the side, through center. Coming back into mountain pose before we repeat that on the other side. So we're just gonna do everything opposite. So we're gonna use that right foot as our base for eagle pose, pressing all four corners of the feet into the mat. Gonna lift the left foot up off the mat and wrap the left leg around the right as far as you can get it. And it might be different on this side. This side, my toes don't want to quite meet that heel. So I'll use this as a kickstand like I did on the other side if I need it. We'll start to push the hips toward the back of the mat, just like chair pose. Can be hands at heart center, or you can now wrap the left arm over the right and come into, see, this is good for focus. You really got to think about it. And wrap your hands as much as you can using the fingers as a focal point. And breathe here. Inhale and exhale. If you want more of a challenge, you can sink a little deeper on each exhale or just stay right where you are. This is pretty challenging enough. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And then the exhale, release everything. Shake it out. And we're just gonna step right back into our warrior on the other side. So we'll take that left leg and step it back so that the left toes are pointing toward the long side of the mat. Right knee is bent over the right ankle. Gazing out over that right hand. Lifting the core by pulling the belly button up and back, the center. And gazing out over that right hand, focusing on that focal point for the right hand, right fingertips. Keeping the right knee over the right ankle. We'll inhale to peaceful warrior, dropping that left hand down the back leg, right arm up and over, keeping that right knee bent. And exhale back into warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. And exhale back to warrior two. And one more inhale for peaceful warrior. And on the exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands, turn that back foot so the toes point the front of the mat. Dropping the hands to either side of that right foot, planting the palms, stepping the right foot back to meet the left. Inhale at the top of the mat. Exhale, release everything to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra, lifting the chin and the chest. Exhale, release. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, pushing up through plank all the way back through to downward dog. And maybe here in our downward dog, we just take a nice deep breath in through the nose and exhale it out through the mouth. Maybe we want to walk our dog here a little bit. And then we'll inhale. And on the exhale, we'll just drop our knees to the mat. And you're gonna come into a child's pose of your choice. So you can either keep the knees together, drop the heels, bring the arms to the side, and release everything to the mat. Or you can open the knees as wide as the yoga mat. Reach the arms out in front for extended child's pose. I really like extended just because my hips can get a little tight and a little sore and it feels really good. But whatever feels best for you. And then you can just hang out here for a couple of breaths. You can give, this is a great pose for focus. You can give that third eye center of energy right in the center of your forehead. A little massage on the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Or if your arms are out in front of you, you can really reach them forward by crawling the fingertips toward the front of the mat. It's a great stretch for the spine and the shoulders. And when you rock back and forth, it might feel really good on your hips. Or you can just find stillness and work on focusing your attention for just a couple of breaths. And eventually just starting to rise up, bringing the chest away from the mat. We'll just loop the hands or the feet around in front of us, coming into, call this easy pose. I know it's not super easy for some people to come into cross-legged. And this is where we will just meet for a final few breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. This is also a great place to try to find some focus if you're feeling a little scattered. Just coming into a cross-legged position, letting the hands fall wherever they feel comfortable, being aware of the head over heart, heart over pelvis alignment, and just breathing here. So you can spend as much time here or in child's pose or even Shavasana as you would like. Or if you want to take this energy that we just spent some time building to a creative project, go do that now. If you need a little extra help getting the ideas flowing, you can grab a prompt from the end of this video. Use that for inspiration, whatever you want to do. I hope this flow has helped kind of get the creative energy flowing. So thank you so much for practicing with me today, warriors. Namaste. Now go fight for your creativity.
Great flow, warriors. Now it's time to take that energy and create. If you still need a little extra inspiration, just grab a creativity prompt to get the ideas flowing. And if you have a friend who's also fighting writer's block, make sure to share this video and don't forget to subscribe. Now go fight for your creativity.